drop that.
And here come the Cougars. And they fake it. Fry gets away. Fry accelerates around the end, stays on his feet, and goes down the sideline before he ends up out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Big number 6, the bowling ball, Josh Woods with a big score. There's a fly on the opposite. To the 40-yard line. He'll be a couple short of the first 8-yard gain. Here comes Woods. Woods finds a hole. There goes Joshua Woods. One man to beat, and he's going to do it. That is an SNS cleaning touchdown for the Cougars. The result is a touchdown for the Cougars. Cougars, they can move it quick. Here comes Woods. Woods finds a hole. That O-line blew a hole open wide enough to run a freight train through. So Del Toro will come out for the PAT. Fry under pressure. Has the open man, and that is a touchdown for the Cougars. Number 8, Ja'Cory Johnson gets loose, and the Cougars get on the board first. That is an SNS cleaning touchdown for the Cougars. And that is a touchdown. Make sure you tell your friends where they can watch this at. Fly steps up in the pocket and slings it in the air. And Corey Barber is open. And Corey Barber is going to score. Hit the replay on that. Let's have a look. All right. Make sure you tell your friends where they can watch this at. Fly steps up in the pocket and slings it in the air. Corey Barber. There is a flag. Corey Barber with the SNS cleaning touchdown. The backfield. He did get the touchdown though. Here comes the pressure from Hueytown. Fly has the open man. And guess who that is? All the way there. That is Corey Barber. And I mean, that is a dime. If there was ever a dime, if that was ever a dime, watch this again. As Del Toro prepares to come for the PAT. fans. Number 13, Keith Richmond, brings the lunchbox, the soda, the snacks, and everything that went with the lunch. Watch this right here. Bam! And watch that. Puts him flat on his back, straightens him out like a pair of slacks. In your own end zone. And he gets it off. Here comes Mr. Barber. And there goes Mr. Barber. Boom! Touchdown, Cougars! Brought to you by S&S. Watch this again. Your own end zone. Corey Barber putting on a clinic tonight. Here comes Mr. Barber. And there goes Mr. Barber. And I mean, there was, it's almost as if, you know, there he is, Starks posted up, and that's complete, and he missed the tackle, and number 9 is still going with no one in front of him. Look at that! How about that replay right there? Tamario, you're down! Starks to you down! Who saw that one coming? Still going with no one in front of him! Look at that! The Cougars pulling all the toys out of the box in this contest, and it is now 41-0 with 1:18 remaining in the first half.
Let's get started.
For the grace of God has appeared. It's literally, and how are we saved by God's wrath? How are we saved from God's wrath? Only through the eternal, complete, perfected work of Jesus Christ when he died on the cross in our place for our sins. That's the only way we're saved.
In a city that seamlessly blends the comforts of a small town and the amenities of a big city, we're proud to be banking beyond expectation right here in Alabama.
It only seems to get hotter as the summer wears on, especially when your air conditioning isn't keeping up. There is never a good time for your unit to quit working, but when it does, you know who to trust to fix it right. Keep it cool and reduce those high energy bills. Hemp Hill Services, your Bryant authorized dealer, will do whatever it takes to fix your air conditioning quickly and affordably. Known for their fair pricing and fast service, call your certified Bryant dealer Hemp Hill Services today for all tune-ups, repairs, and installation. 229-2090.
Pick a partner you can trust when your biggest investment is on the line. You can visit our website at BrettRogersRealtor.com, or you can call me anytime at 205-540-1182. And let's get you to the closing table.
All right, welcome to the Big Clay Coaches Show. Good evening, everyone. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of your Clay Chalkville Cougars. And to my left, he has a lot more, well, he used to have a lot more hair. I remember when he graduated, he had a lot of hair. Because Coach Floyd had a previous engagement. So let's give it up for Justin Burdett.
Appreciate that.
So, how's it feel to be in the chair?
It's a little nerve-wracking, not too bad. It's always nice to have somebody that looks a little better than the head coach, though, on the coach's show. So I'm just a little more hair, a little less beard, but more hair.
You do know this is permanent, right?
Always.
It lives forever. So I want to be there when you respond to him.
That's where he's at. He's getting a haircut tonight.
So, you know, real quick, just to give the fans a quick introduction, I got to watch you graduate in 2012. I knew you went on to Southern Miss, finished up at Central Arkansas, and spent some time coaching. Actually got to coach Deion Sanders at one point.
Yep, coached his kids. It was a good 1 year, but Gilmer got the head job and came on home the next year. So.
You know, and speaking of that, you know, being back in Clay, you know, once you're part of the family, you're always part of the family. But tell me, you know, about this season. How excited are you about this season in particular?
I'm really excited because of the guys, especially that I got in my room. We had a bad taste in our mouth for a long time from the last season until now. Last season was a self-reflect for me because we didn't produce. We didn't do very well. I think we have more touchdowns this first game than we had all of last year in my receivers room. That's not a dig at anything last year, but I think it's more myself. I don't feel like as a coach I did everything I was supposed to do last year. So this year it's been a little more exciting. You know, foot on the pedal type in my room. So it's going to be a fun year for sure.
And, you know, if nobody out there knows, he played wide receiver as a football player. Tell me how that influences, you know, being in that position. How does that influence you, you know, mentally, knowing your preparation then and to build up to the game now? How does that correlate?
It definitely helps when it comes to the coaching aspect of the kids. They might come to me and be like, well, Coach, I see this, and this, and I know what they're seeing. This Friday night, Corey looked at me on the field and he said, Coach, and I said, I got it. I know exactly what he was going to say just because I've been there and I kind of can see, you know, the same stuff. It definitely helps just being able to connect with the guys and being able to, you know, just coach the X's and O's through what they're kind of going through.
So starting in the spring, you know, you mentioned, and you're absolutely right, you could definitely tell there was a bad taste in the team's mouth. You know, they didn't feel like they were the Cougars they were supposed to be. So coming into the spring and up to now, how do you feel the team is performing, notably at the receiver spot?
Even from the spring, we had a great spring game, but it started way back in I guess the end of February when we kind of got going again. I got on my in my office, I got a number, and every day that number changes because it's how many days since the last loss. And thankfully this week we were able to keep that number growing about how many days it's been since the last loss. But just going through the spring, going through the summer, those grueling hours and those days, you can tell the team's continuing to gel together. It's been really fun and really exciting, especially for me. Obviously, Red and Emerson being able to step up big this year, and obviously Corey being here. And then I got two other guys who I don't blink an eye to have come out, and that's BB and Ferris. And it's not often that you can have 6 guys that you can trust at a drop of a hat to be out on the field.
Now, we just finished playing Hueytown. Came away with the 42-15 victory. Let's give it up, 42-15. The standouts of the game, and one of them that comes out, obviously being a receiver guy, somebody's got to throw the ball.
Yep.
And speaking of standouts of the game, so I'll let you take it away from there as to who you see.
We talk about somebody that throws the ball. Fry has been consistent for us. Ever since he was, he's a Clay Chapel guy. He's been a Clay Chapel guy ever since he was a little kid. But he's been Mr. Consistent, as in he's the only kid on the team that has a key to the facility. He's got a key to the lights. I'll have text messages at 9 o'clock talking about, Coach, we accidentally left our stuff in the locker room, locked the key in the locker room. It's 9:30 at night. It's because those guys are working. It all starts with him getting those guys together. And Friday night, you saw how he was able to perform. Did a lot of stuff with his legs, but also would step up in the pocket and let that ball fly. We talk about receiver-wise that we got the easy job. We just run and catch the ball. Obviously we got to make our one-on-one matchups, but Fry's the one that's got to deliver the ball, and then we try to make him look good.
Yeah, and that run game, that certainly sets up the pass for sure. I really enjoyed watching Mr. Woods pancake in reverse. Usually you hear pancake here in terms of defense.
Absolutely.
Or offensive line, but
absolutely.
Wow.
He was kind of challenged this week, not necessarily by us, but by outside figures, and he heard them. He heard the noise, and he stood up and answered the call and made sure that they remembered. To quote a famous, you're a big movie guy, to quote a famous movie, the night that they played the Cougars. So he definitely made a highlight type of reel, and it's been shared all over social media. So it's exciting for him.
And the defense, obviously, they played lights out. So you guys got to spend a lot of time on the field thanks to those guys.
Talk about the defense. It's fun going through the spring, summer, and then fall camp, where I'll come off the field and some of the kids are like, Coach, we didn't do X, Y, and Z right. And some of the coaches are frustrated about something we didn't do right. And in the back of my mind, I kind of giggle. I'm like, guys, just relax. We're playing against the best defense in the state every single day. When we get out and we play in a different color of jersey, we're going to be just fine. And obviously that showed this Friday that they're one of the – I'm not even going to say one of – they are the best defense in the state. There's a reason why we went into halftime 42-0. And it's nice knowing that I don't have to sit there and scream on the sideline long, because they're 3 and out. They're going to get, if they get a first down, the next drive they're going to be, 1, 2, 3, and then here we go. So,
and being in a room, obviously, Stu being the head coach, him having that background, having won a championship himself as a Clay Chalkville alum, how special is it to be in a room with someone that also graduated from Clay Chalkville? There's a couple of coaches on their team. Not to mention our producer. I'm going to give him a shout-out. There's that. But, how does it feel to be in that room?
I guess there's me, Coach Cheek, Coach McCall, and then you got Coach Floyd. Am I missing anybody? I think all of us graduated from Clay. But something cool about my story with Coach Floyd is he coached me. He was my coach all the way 9th grade, 10th, 11th, 12th. He actually was down at the middle school when I was playing middle school baseball. So I've been coached by him. I go off to college. I get married, and me and my wife become good friends with him. So, and then now it goes from being a player under him to now being friends under him to now I'm working for him. So it's definitely a fun experience. There's times where I feel like he's going to give it to me a little bit more just because we have that type of relationship. And it's funny because when some of these coaches get hired, and they come in, they're like, dang, he's on you. I'm like, it's nothing personal. It's just our relationship. It's the way we do ball. It's the way we do business, and it's all love at the end of the day.
Yeah. And so tell me, all the assistants are there. You guys have got your assignments. What's it like working as a group? Coach Floyd, he's got to go do whatever he's got to do, be it go to Montgomery or deal with, Dr. Dallas or whatever that might be.
Yep.
And you guys are basically, he says, hey, here's what I need you to do. But how do you guys work together?
I mean, the good thing is we got 3 guys, maybe 4, that could be head coaches tomorrow if they wanted to be. So Coach Floyd was the offensive coordinator last year, and this year he doesn't have his hands in a lot of anything offensive-wise. I don't know if Coach Helveson likes that as much just because Coach Floyd's more free to roam around. But Coach Hatcher and Coach Dickerson have done a great job taking over the offense. And it's kind of cool because everybody's got their own job. So what I bring to the table is, I got my job and I bring it to Coach Hatcher. And if he he has the final say so when it comes to offense. But I don't think there's been one time Coach Hatcher or Dickerson has said, no, we're not going to do this. So, it's all hands on deck when it comes to especially the offensive side. And then when it comes to the defensive side, same thing. There's guys that know how to coach the game. Coach Helveson does a great job, making sure everybody has their role. But it's the same with players. Every coach has their role. And as long as you do your job and you do your role, there's going to be success at the end of the day.
Now, I'm going to bring up something that kind of came up last year, and then we're going to see how it turns out this year. I think they voted you the most fun coach.
I think Coach Floyd was sitting here, and you asked Aaron Fry who his favorite coach was, and he said Coach B, and it was kind of awkward at first because, his quarterback coach is sitting right beside him. But it's fun. I tell my wife that, I don't work. I coach football. I sit in an air-conditioned building with students. If I was digging ditches every single day, that's working. What you do, you're the architect, you do all that brain. Look, not saying what teachers don't do is important, but I get to hang out with kids and I get to be a positive, influence on those guys. So I tell them all the time, look, I went to Clay Chapel. I know what you're going through. I know what it's like. So they might think that I'm a fun coach, quote unquote. But they know when I drop the hammer, it's time to get to work. So but it's definitely fun having relationships with these guys and getting them to be a part of our family. So,
and that's huge because I get to sit back and watch you guys prepare.
Yep.
And y'all treat me like I'm staff, so I get to come in and I watch what you guys do, and I can tell you guys out there watching, these guys really do put in the work. What he says is 110% true. So we're glad to have you sitting next to me right now, and I'm going to have a great show this evening. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to have Coach Hatcher and I believe Corey Barber coming up in just a moment. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of the Cougars, coming to you live from Walk-Ons in Trussville, Alabama. It's the Big Clay Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block, hand-peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp, hand-carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys, and hand-slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the Walk-Ons way.
Hello, welcome to Clay Chalkwood High School. I'm Dr. Eugene Dallas, the principal of Clay Chalkwood High School, and I just want to take a little time to show you the greatness that we have here at Clay Chalkwood High School. We have a multitude of programs that help encapsulate everything that we do here, from culinary to health science, pharmacy tech, and for the first time ever, even a fishing team. So come with me on this brief journey as I show you the greatness of Clay Chalkwood High School.
Let's get started.
Stop me.
the grace of God has appeared. It's literally, and how are we saved by God's wrath? How are we saved from God's wrath? Only through the eternal, complete, perfected work of Jesus Christ when he died on the cross in our place for our sins. That's the only way we're saved.
Welcome back to the Big Clay Coaches Show. I'm here with Corey Barber, senior receiver. Just do a little Q&A with Corey. So Corey, like I said, back at Clay, like I said, I was there with you in 21, 23. Sorry. How does it feel to be back, kind of like an impact role? I know when you were there in 23, kind of more like second or third receiver. How's it feel, kind of being the guy out wide this year?
It means a lot for sure, knowing the role I stepped into, you know what I'm saying. In 10th grade, I had to play that role, you know what I'm saying. I had Mario Craven and guys like that on the team, so it was great. But not able to be in the man, definitely great for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you said, Mario, obviously he was a senior when you were there. You had Bach there, so you had some guys, that you kind of fill in that role of like leadership. So do you feel like you're kind of taking on a leadership role this year with the guys in your room, and then also guys that are, might play DB or other positions as well?
Right, yes, sir. That's something I've definitely been trying to get better at, being a leader to that team, you know what I'm saying, because that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Player-led teams win championships, not coaches-led, so that's something we're definitely getting better on. It's something we're trying to, you know what I'm saying, depend on for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The offense, do you feel like, what we do is getting you prepared, ready to play really in any system in college? I mean, would you say we're one system, or can we just kind of morph to whatever we want to do?
Right, I feel like you're definitely a system, like we can do whatever we want to do. We're not just going to sit there and be boring. We can do a bunch of different things, week in and week out. We put new plays in, new formations, new things like that. So we're definitely not just a place where you can just, sit and be boring. I mean, it definitely gets you ready for the next level.
Speaking of next level, are you, like I said, still committed to Ole Miss? Had some news today, or you got another offer? Or?
Yeah. Most definitely. I'm still committed to Ole Miss as of right now. That's why I'm locked in at. I did get an offer from Oklahoma State today. Thank those guys for sure.
The mullet man.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you this: in your position group, who are you kind of excited to see this year? Kind of flourish in a different role, or flourish in growing in the offense, and maybe somebody that's kind of unsung hero. Who are you kind of looking forward to kind of seeing grow in the offense in the receiver room?
I think the guy I'm most excited for is Jakari Johnson, Red. I mean, growing up with that guy, seeing everything he's been through, seeing the guy he became, it's definitely great. Scored the first down on Friday. I was very excited, man. I can't wait to see that guy ball out this year.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't think Red would ever play for us. just being honest. Right, 2 or 3 years ago. Sorry, Red. Okay, so he's gotten a lot better. I will say that. Speaking of last Friday, what was your favorite touchdown that you had last Friday? At one of the 2 bombs, or was it the punt return?
My favorite touchdown was probably the punt return. I've been wanting one of those for a long time. I finally got it. I caught it, seen the crease, and I was like, I had to hit it. So that was definitely a great one. But the 2 bombs were also 2 great plays.
You probably should have had another one. The very first play, it should have creased as well. If you watch that from the butt shot. Who's your favorite coach other than your position coach?
I probably got to say Coach Dick. Coach Dick, he's a funny guy. He's a guy I can relate to a lot.
Which one?
Coach Dick, running back coach.
Okay, we know we have 2 of them. Who do you think's in the locker room? I know y'all hang out in there, you always hollering. Who's the funniest guy in the locker room?
It's between Josh Ivy and it's either between Josh Ivy or you got a couple guys that's funny. You got Josh, you got Austin for sure. We got a lot of funny guys.
Austin Collins?
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He never talks when I see him.
Yeah, but we got some funny guys in the way. But for sure, Josh Ivy.
Okay. What's your? Do you have like a go-to like football movie or sports movie that you like to watch?
Not for real. I grew up watching Friday Night Titans. I actually rewatched it again this summer. It's a great show. For
like
sure.
the Little League football show.
Little League.
If you could switch any positions for a day, what would you want to play and why?
I want to play cornerback. I want to go out there and cover it, see how it is on the island, having to guard guys like me, I think it'd definitely be fun.
Okay. Like I said, just moving forward, like what are your kind of, I mean, obviously we know what the ultimate goal is.
Right.
What is your like personal goals as far as, you know, what are you trying to accomplish this year on the field as far as, and also off the field?
Like I said, being a better leader to the team, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I got some team goals too also. I want to win the region, you know what I'm saying? I want to beat Oxford for the region. I know I want to beat the teams like Oxford and Brandon, those big games. I know I want to come in there and show up, you know what I'm saying? That's big games that matter when you come in and play good.
Yep. So talking about this Friday, obviously play Ramsey. How do you feel like kind of about the matchup? You know, we've actually had what three days of prep. I guess 2 days, but we've had 3 practices. So how do you feel kind of about the upcoming matchup this week at Ramsey?
Oh yeah, I think I'm definitely ready for this game. You know what I'm saying? Ramsey in the past year has always been a good team, so we're not going to come in down anybody. So we, you know what I'm saying, we're going to treat them as like every opponent for sure. I mean, I feel like we had some great preparation. I mean, seeing the playbook, seeing the things we put in. I mean, I think we're definitely ready for this game.
Okay. Do I now? Any questions you want to ask me? You want to turn it around?
What makes you the maddest at practice?
The maddest at practice?
Because you get mad a lot.
I don't know. I mean, I would say it's like the simple stuff that you rep. It's more so when they know what they're supposed to and they don't do it. You know, if they just get beat, you know, somebody's better than them, whatever. But it's like I would say like when we've met on the board, we've watched film, we've walked through it, we've done everything you can to like show somebody like this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing wrong. We have to fix it, and then you continue to do it wrong, and then you look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna get mad at you.
One more. What would you say is your favorite play that we run?
Favorite play from this past Friday or just ever?
Just ever.
I don't know. I would say. Actually, I don't know. My favorite play from this past Friday, besides touchdowns, was Josh running over number 9.
Oh, yeah.
So, to be honest, I mean, he's like 6'5", 350. From the sideline, I thought it was a DB. I had no clue who it was. I was like, Josh just almost killed a kid.
Right.
I had no clue it was a D lineman that got out there in space. Anything else?
That's it.
No? Like I said, good to have you back. Like I said, I mean, I got to see you 23, and actually I saw you this past spring. Where was it? Chick-fil-A?
Yep.
You remember that? Yep.
That was crazy.
Pulling up in Chick-fil-A. You walking in Chick-fil-A over there, kind of where I live. So all right, like I said, nothing else. You good? All right, that's it. We'll be right back at the Big Clay Coaches Show.
Let's do it.
In a city that seamlessly blends the comforts of a small town and the amenities of a big city, we're proud to be banking beyond expectation, right here in Alabama.
It only seems to get hotter as the summer wears on, especially when your air conditioning isn't keeping up. There is never a good time for your unit to quit working, but when it does, you know who to trust to fix it right. Keep it cool and reduce those high energy bills. Hemp Hill Services, your Bryant authorized dealer, will do whatever it takes to fix your air conditioning quickly and affordably. Known for their fair pricing and fast service, call your certified Bryant dealer Hemp Hill Services today for all tune-ups, repairs, and installation. 229-2090.
Pick a partner you can trust when your biggest investment is on the line. You can visit our website at BrettRogersRealtor.com, or you can call me anytime at 205-540-1182. And let's get you to the closing table.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different. And it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. And hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day. The walk-on's way.
Hello. Welcome to Clay Chalkwood High School. I'm Dr. Eugene Dallas, the principal of Clay Chalkwood High School. And I just want to take a little time to show you the greatness that we have here at Clay Chalkwood High School. We have a multitude of programs that help encapsulate everything that we do here, from culinary to health science, pharmacy tech, and for the first time ever, even a fishing team. So come with me on this brief journey as I show you the greatness of Clay Chalkwood High School.
0, 1. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Big Clay Coaches Show. I'm Jake Helveson, defensive coordinator, here with our two defensive players of the game. Jamario, J-Rock, Yadao.
No clout.
And I won't butcher this, but Javayin, JT, Taylor. All right, pretty proud of y'all this last week. First game of the year, a lot of energy. J-Rock, I don't think you sat down all day, did you?
I kept going.
And you know Coach Wilson's watching. He's got an assignment for you is to do what? Every time he was going to see you on camera, he needed to make sure you're drinking some water. Yeah. Nobody should be cramping at the first play of the second half in 65-degree weather with rain.
No, I think it was because the night before I ate a bunch of candy, didn't want to take care of everybody for game day. I was a little too excited.
The truth has finally come out.
Yeah.
You were not taking care of your body.
Not take care.
JT, how'd you feel about your first game as a Clay Cougar?
It was alright, you know. Like, I felt good though. Like, I really did feel good. Like, be a part of a new team, you know. Like, it was just different.
Good. So, how many steps did you get in throughout the day before? Like, Coach didn't think you sat down at all.
I most definitely sat down.
You just amped the entire time. You just on another level. Now it was game day, right?
Yeah, I was just hyped. I was ready for the first game, ready to get going, dominate. That's it.
Good. Well, how is it now, J-Rock, being on the field as a starter after, working your way through the JV and special teams and things like that?
I mean, it's pretty good now that I can show everybody what I'd have been throughout my whole time grinding and working my way up. So now I'm just happy to be able to down start and I can come out and show I get better and better every week.
That's true, and I'm a witness to that. You know how I remember? 2 years ago, you were a freshman wide receiver coach. He was a wide receiver, and we had to do what? I had to take you getting out of trouble in a scrum at Pinson, right?
Yeah.
All right, and I saw that defensive mentality in you. I said I got to get him over to our side. So what? Safety last year, and then making that transition. It's been good for us. JT, what did you think about Clay when you first came to Clay, your first workout with us in the off season?
I mean, it was kind of awkward because I didn't know nobody. But, I started talking to people, getting to know people, bonding with people, stuff like that. So I just, got out my shell and just started being me.
Good. Well, and so you're saying our players did a good job of welcoming in once you started showing that you put in that work?
I gained 30 pounds.
Yeah, and your bench press went up, what, 80?
Yeah, I think 80.
Yeah, all right.
80.
Good. But you feel the players did a good job of welcoming in once they saw what you were about, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you think that sets Clay apart, J-Rock, first?
I mean, as a team and whole, I think everybody just come together well. We all work together. It's a great team. That's
all right, and you being at a different program before, what's different that we do as a whole, off season, our schedules, things like that.
The work ethic.
Work ethic.
Like y'all determined. Like that blue map. Y'all determined to get what y'all want. Like y'all want to win.
And that's it. That blue map mentality, right? And do you think the players that have been here and welcoming in, and guys you've grown up with playing, they all kind of buy into that mindset and say, if you're not going to work, we can't?
Yeah. I think that's been the mindset for since January. Everybody needs to buy in. Once we buy in, we can get that blue map.
All right. JT, first question for you on this one. What is your favorite part about defense? What do you like about defense?
I just like hand coach.
You just like to hit?
I just like to hit. I don't care about nothing else. I just want to make a tackle.
All right, J-Rock?
I like tackling. I'm a physical person. I like being physical. Ain't nothing wrong with being physical.
All right. In the offseason, what's the toughest part?
You go first.
Them right hand, left hand guys.
Well, you didn't miss any calls on Friday, so I say it kind of helped out a little bit, right? What did we say that helps teach y'all?
Mental toughness.
Yeah,
mental toughness. As you're tired, now you're remembering what it sounds like a simple thing, right hand, left hand. But how many people mess it up when they're getting tired, right? So hopefully that comes into play when we're needing it in the fourth quarter of games. What about our offense? They're pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I'd say to quote Coach Burdett, on the other side, we get to see the best offense in the state every day. How do you think that helps us?
I agree. I mean, at that point, it's really best versus best. Iron sharpen iron. That's all.
I mean, go and get J-Dub, Freight Train, man. You just don't get no better than that, for real.
That's right. Well, and like I said, I think our O-line, like seeing them every day, because even though you guys are both outside backers, what we do with our defense is truly two different positions. Like Sam is completely different than Jack. We utilize you a lot on the line. Occasionally you on the line. Sometimes you in the passing game. You're in the passing game a lot. How do you think that helps gel you all together, even though you're kind of really different positions?
I mean, it really ain't nothing really different to it. We both just got different assignments to it, but more so, one of us is run heavy and the other most pass first.
I don't have no answer for that.
You cause pressure and he's hoping for picks?
Yeah.
All right. What did you think the other day when you were on punt and you had nobody guarding you? Because I was on the sideline on the far end waiting for us to be able to call defense, and I'm seeing nobody on you. And were you just hoping Stark saw you?
Nah, I was yelling, like, as we ran on the field, I was telling Stark, I'm screaming Stark's name, like, nobody's guarding me, just get me the ball. So as the play go on, I get the ball, I got the catch, I turn around, he was coming at me full head of steam, but it was only one man to beat, so Smith out the tackle, I see number green.
There you go. There you go. You know what really stinks?
What?
If you had taken care of your body, you
yeah.
probably could have had 2 touchdowns. I've never seen anybody just drop when they catch a ball before, but you couldn't run anymore, could you?
Nah, I ain't have no more steps.
So all the times I've told y'all to eat right, drink water, hydrate, you said bump that on Thursday night and ate a bunch of candy?
Nah,
That's what you just said. It's on. We recorded it.
I was taking care of my body at the time. I got a little candy habit. You need a little sugar.
A little overboard.
Yeah, a little. I think I ate too much.
I splurge on the sweets myself every now and then too. All right. Other than your position coach, all right, y'all gel pretty well with Coach Wilson and Coach Wisenhunt.
Yeah.
All right. Other than them, who would you say you gel with the most on our staff? Could be offense, could be defense.
Coach Harris.
Who?
Coach Harris.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a few. I probably got like 2. I say Coach Rich and Coach Burdett.
Coach Rich?
Yeah, Coach Rich. That's my dog.
You get a Coach Rich impression?
Yeah.
How's it go? Yeah, that's a good one right there. That's pretty spot on right there.
All right.
What about a yeah? You know how to give his yeah?
Yeah. All right. Right on.
And you said me?
Yeah, I mean you and Coach Burdett.
Okay.
Coach
Gotcha.
Coach Burdett he like outside of him coaching, he like one of the players. Like.
So he's mentally a teenager?
Yeah.
I would really say a teenager. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what about favorite sports movie, football movie, sports movie?
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans.
Ooh, I can't think of one right now, Coach. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Gladiator? Seen Gladiator?
No,
300?
What that
Doesn't have to
man
be a
name?
sports movie.
No, that's a sports movie. The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Norbit.
Norbit. All right, what about for me? I'll do what Coach Hatcher did. Any questions for me? And it can't be taking anything out of the workout. Sorry.
What you got for?
What you think our predictions is for Friday?
Prediction?
Yeah, like tackles, touchdowns, all that.
So my prediction, to quote Mr. T or Clubber Lang, pain.
My question is, do you think you would survive during the summer workout that y'all be putting us through?
I can't lie. I think I'd survive. Yes, I would survive. You know, like most of the stuff I put y'all through, I try to put myself through it.
Yeah.
All right, so I can gauge whether or not you can survive or not. It's like I tell you, we haven't lost anybody yet, right?
So you do it in 94-degree weather?
90. I've done it in 30-degree weather. It doesn't matter. You should know by now. Like, that's how I roll. But you know, obviously, we're all retired, so we can push y'all a little more. Who was doing sprints back and forth with you today? Okay, all right. I rest my case. Anyway, I was having to catch my breath. I don't sprint no more, unless something's chasing me.
I mean, you did kind of get us earlier. You said the whole defense got to run out there. You go chase us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I okey-doked you on that one. All right, but if you ain't got nothing else, man, I'm proud of y'all. I hope we keep it up each and every game. And thank you for everything that y'all doing as leaders on the defense. Yes, and we'll be right back after this on the Big Clay Coaches Show.
Yes, sir.
Stop to me.
grace of God has appeared. It's literally, and how are we saved by God's wrath? How are we saved from God's wrath? Only through the eternal, complete, perfected work of Jesus Christ when He died on the cross in our place for our sins. That's the only way we're saved.
In a city that seamlessly blends the comforts of a small town and the amenities of a big city, we're proud to be banking beyond expectation right here in Alabama.
It only seems to get hotter as the summer wears on, especially when your air conditioning isn't keeping up. There is never a good time for your unit to quit working, but when it does, you know who to trust to fix it right, keep it cool, and reduce those high energy bills. Hemp Hill Services, your Bryant authorized dealer, will do whatever it takes to fix your air conditioning quickly and affordably. Known for their fair pricing and fast service, call your certified Bryant dealer Hemp Hill Services today for all tune-ups, repairs, and installation. 229-2090.
Pick a partner you can trust when your biggest investment is on the line. You can visit our website at BrettRogersRealtor.com, or you can call me anytime at 205-540-1182. And let's get you to the closing table.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. And hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day. The Walk-Ons way.
All right, welcome back to the Big Clay Coaches Show, and of course, my favorite part of the show, or one of my favorite parts of the show, and that's the food. Now
they don't get any.
Now, hold on, Coach Burdett. I know Coach Floyd was out tonight, and they put you in the captain's chair, and you got the order, but unfortunately, nobody told these guys what was going on.
That just means they can talk while we eat.
That's true, and that's what makes video so great, is that you adapt on the fly. Now I do have boom boom shrimp tacos, which are quite delicious, but I am willing to share. I am not a selfish guy.
I'm good. I just ate.
Me too. I'm good.
Well, I know you said you like to choke down some candy. I saw that for that previous segment, right?
Yeah. I mean, usually more baked goods as far as cookies and desserts. That goes well with me. But
so if you're
I'm not the candy man like J-Rock was.
Beignets or bread pudding.
Beignets or bread pudding would be fantastic.
Beignets or bread pudding.
Top notch here at Walk-Ons for sure.
Yeah, they can handle that for you.
That's a plug, by the way.
That's right.
And it was not shameless.
Imagine what he'd look like if he didn't wake up at 3:30 every morning to work out.
I don't know if I want to imagine that. But, hey, Landon, you got to make sure you take care of these guys when it comes to dessert. We want to give a big ups to Landon, the GM here. He's been a great supporter of Clay Chalkville football. So make sure you come out to Walk-Ons, patronize this great business. They do a really great job partnering with us. So we want to make sure we give them a shout-out. Now, I want to ask you guys real quick, I had a little bit of a chance earlier to ask Burdett about the offseason. Coach Hatcher, I know when Coach Floyd came back, he was the offensive coordinator for many moons at Clay. And this year he's like, hey, here's the whole bucket. How do you feel about that and taking on that role?
Well, I'll tell you a backstory real quick. Is when he first came, I guess in 23, our previous OC, he's like a mentor. Coach, I didn't know Coach Floyd really, and we're sitting there in the spring, and I don't know, we're running something, we're just marching it down the field. And that's when they had, DJ Barber and Rod, and then we had a pretty good O-line. And we get to like the 2 or the 1 yard line, and somebody's chirping, hey, throw it to so and so, and he's like, we've just run it right down their throat. No, I was like, I'm gonna like this guy. So whatever works, we keep doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's just what we've been doing. There's some tweaks here and there, either from Coach Burdett, Coach Diggerson, Coach Andrew Diggerson, Brooks Garrett. I mean, it's a collective effort. So I said, like on Sunday, there is like a war room. It's just like all ideas kind of come together, see what sticks, see what doesn't stick, and then just go practice it. I mean, that's what practice is for. Do you like it? No. All right, cut it. Do we do like it? All right, let's practice some more. So it's been very different this year, a little bit more time consuming, but it's very enjoyable, like I said, to see the hard work pay off, especially for the kids. And it's all about they're the ones that have to execute. So at the end of the day, it's just what can we come up with that gives them the best opportunity to execute and do well.
Well, I know for me personally, I've been calling Clay games for a long, long time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in that position so I can get all your animations down when things don't work right. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So the off season comes, I know there was a lot of disappointment last year. You come into the off season, you come into spring, you've got the offensive ship. What is your mindset and how do you feel at this point coming into the season, having got that first game under your belt?
I would say overall we probably played at C+. It's kind of how we graded it. I mean, it was good at times, bad at times. It's the first game. You had a bunch of new starters, especially up front. But I would say, the summer, obviously getting Corey back to help. Like I said, we just want to attack. We want to take advantage of what you're giving us. Like I said, they can say the same thing about it. They see every formation. We see every stunt and blitz. It goes both ways. So when you get to the season, you've been exposed to everything. But at the end of the day, we just want to attack, obviously be explosive. Like I said, in certain situations, be able to, if we need to throw. If we want to run. We want to be able to dictate what we do, not let other people dictate kind of how we play.
Well, C+ on the Hueytown game. I'm sure that the guys are watching this going, C+, but that's, hey, you got to always tell everybody, look, it doesn't matter if you get a C+ or an A+, you still can be better. It never stops. You're always pushing, because you can have a great game and the next game you can be flat as a pancake. So
there's two different things. There's results and then there's actually what you did. So, people see, 2 big touchdowns, but at the end of the day, they were on 2nd and 13 and 3rd and 13. We can't live in those situations the whole season and expect to always come out with a deep ball. So, got to put some better drives together. So that's what we're trying to prep for this week.
Absolutely, Coach Helveston. That defense over the last few years has been, like I said, I've been around a long time, and watching that defense mature over the last few years, a lot of people would say that Clay Chalkville was more of a bend, if not, but don't break. But you look at the points per game over the last few years, and it is a strangle. Points come at a premium when you're playing against Clay Chalkville. Through the offseason, how do you keep that energy up and set those goals to get to that, on further? Because I could tell after the Hueytown game, that, some of the guys, they were kind of like, we gave up 15 points. It wasn't about the win. It was almost like, you guys, it seems like you guys lost.
Yeah, well, and that's partly, hopefully, them taking on the similar mindset that I've tried to instill in them is that, we want to play perfection. We want to try to achieve perfection. We may not always get there, but the best we can do defensively is to hold the opponent to 0. And that's been the main goal for us. Obviously, the first goal is to win, but the second goal is a shutout. That goes with every game. And it means a lot to these guys. You saw the first group towards the end of the first half. Hueytown had some good plays. We had a penalty there, too, that got them in the scoring range. Well, they buckled down and kept them out. And, so it means a lot to them to see that at the end of the day. I don't know, maybe Colton's reason is just to have donuts on Monday. He's got a sweet tooth like me. But
he does love his Krispy Kremes.
He talked about it when he was mic'd up. He was talking about Krispy Kreme donuts during practice. So, but no, just to have that mindset of wanting to achieve a goal within the game. Obviously, we want to win. We want to play well. We want to tackle well. We want to inflict our will on the offense. But to come away with 0, that doesn't lie. You say the scoreboard doesn't lie. Zeros don't lie. So.
And the off season, what was your mindset coming into the off season? There were some times last year. And I could definitely tell, guys, keep your head in it, guys, keep your head in it moments. So this offseason, you had some guys that are more mature, stepping up. How do you feel coming in through spring and up to now?
Well, really great so far, just because of how, like you said, last year we had a lot of guys starting as sophomores and getting really good game film on tape as sophomores and learning. And there were some definitely youth mistakes, but now they've learned from that and becoming, cohesive as a unit, having played together for, over a year and a half now through last season and the off season and everything. So I think as a defensive unit, they do a great job understanding what I like to call the different looks. He talks about seeing different looks. They give us different looks on offense. We try to give different looks to the offense to keep them off balance. And so our guys like being able to cause that type of confusion with what we do. And so, them buying into all that has been beneficial for sure.
And speaking of buy-in, I've had the blessing to be in the weight room watching them go through those circuits. And I'm telling you, I've seen a long time. I have not seen. It's like this year. It's like they're a whole different animal.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes into exiting when we did. It meant a lot to these guys to not. They didn't achieve the goals they had in front of themselves last year, and so there's that extra hunger this year that comes with going after it again. And the things we've instilled in there as far as the whole spring and even going back to January, working heavy lifts, but we also incorporated the Vitruve system, in which it counts your reps. It's measuring your velocity of how fast you're pushing that weight. And so there's really no hiding from the workout. Like, everybody's able to see in their group who's cheating reps if they're cheating, or who's going to win that day of how fast they're pushing the weight. And that's gone a long way on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. And you see the results are on paper. Like you said, the scoreboard doesn't lie, well, neither does the weight room. Weight room is the biggest truth to me on anything. You can tell who's working out. You can tell who's eating right. You can tell who's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then you can tell the ones who are skipping reps. And that goes not just with football, but with anything. You can tell who's the guys that are putting in work and who is not. And that's one thing the weight room does not do. It does not lie.
Well, I can tell you this. I get a chance to talk to different coaches, talk to different people around the state, and it is no secret. They say Clay Chalkle is probably the best conditioned team in the state. So kudos to you guys for putting in that work. Coach Burdett, you came up as a part of this program, and you know who Ramsey is. You kind of got to see as Ramsey kind of rose up and become who they were when they since they reinstated the football program. What do you think about Friday night's contest? They got a lot of talent on, and I'm going to tell you guys out there watching, don't let that Parker score fool you, okay? I mean, don't let the Parker score fool you. That is a talented Ramsey team. And, I can't speak to what kind of day they were having or what, but do not sleep on the Rams. So what are your thoughts going into Friday?
I think this Friday is more about just us doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, you can look at who it is, and you can look at who you're playing against. They've got multiple players on their team that got college offers. They got multiple players on their team that are former Cougars that for one reason or another they left. So a lot of these guys know each other. But I've told our guys, even in our opening meetings and our scouting report, if we just got to do what we do. We got goals, and that goal is to play 14 more games, and this is just the next one. So it's us doing what we're supposed to do and controlling what we can control, and laying it all out on the line.
Now I'm gonna work my way back. Coming back towards pardon me, Coach Elverson. So defensively, the guys had a great game. We talked a little bit about how they felt with those 15 points. What are the metrics that, one, you set, and then what do they set for themselves, your leaders?
Leaders we try to improve each and every day upon each and every game. So, obviously they weren't satisfied with giving up 15 points. They're going to be hunting again for another shutout. And if we had a practice that didn't live up to our standards defensively, they come back today, have a great practice. And then upon that, what do we build upon the next day? Are we going to be satisfied and dip back down low, or are we going to challenge ourselves to be better than we were the day before, regardless of the outcome? And so, sometimes it takes me getting hyped up at them. Other times the leaders will step in and they'll get the guys in line. So guys like Deion Callens, Xavier Starks, Isaiah Brown, Colton, they'll all step up and get into the guys. So we need to step it up from where we were yesterday, because that's not the standard, and that's what we talk about is what's the standard, and how are we living up to it each day? Are we trying to rise above it? We got to be the standard.
Fred, he's talking like a defensive coordinator, saying they gave up 15, but let's not forget the offense gave up 7. So they didn't give up 15. They only had one scoring drive. Offense laid an egg on that one and allowed a touchdown.
Yeah, I thought Ferris was fast. He let a D lineman run away from him.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
and
y'all outed yourselves.
Just to be clear, when he's talking about the weight room, doesn't you can tell who work. If he kept kneeing me up under the table because he kept saying we know who don't work out and we know who does. I don't know. I guess he.
That's your knee moving, not mine.
I don't know what's going on over here. I'm not in control. Well, and obviously, Coach Hatcher, to their point, obviously nobody likes turnovers. Nobody likes turnovers for 6. And speaking of animations, so. What do you say? Because those are younger guys that were out there on the field. What do you say to them? Because they're getting an opportunity to get playing time. We had a big lead, so you tend to put your younger players in. And they were actually doing pretty good. They were getting on down the field, and boom, it's all washed away. How do you talk to those guys after moments like that?
Yeah, basically, we expect them to play like anybody else that goes out there and play. We're not going to put you on the field if we feel like we can't trust you. Like CJ's a really good player, just got poked out. Then I said, had somebody run a wrong route, brought a corner or safety kind of in the mix on the pick in the end zone. So, it's, the young kids, like I said, when they get their chance or the twos, JV, whatever you want to call them, we expect them to execute too. That's kind of talk about a standards, doesn't matter who's in the game. Like I said, we expect you to do a job and do it well.
And so for this Friday, a very athletic Ramsey team. They can fly all around the ball. They, defensively. How do you get your guys prepared for that? Big win, a lot of talent. Everybody knows who Clay is. That goes without saying. So there's a little bit of, I always say there's a little bit of an extra chalk in the check mark when they see us on the schedule. How do you guys prepare to players for that, knowing that, hey, they know who you are. These are guys that were just in championship games recently themselves. So we all know that. So how do you get those guys ready for that?
Just come to practice, and it's gone. I'm ripping people this morning trying to get people to go. They're good. They got a really good D-line. Some of them play both ways. They got a couple kids that I don't remember from last year that are long, lengthy, athletic, like you said. They get after it. They're downhill linebackers. They'll get downhill, fill some holes. Had a lot of pressures on Parker's quarterback. Had a lot of sacks. Had a couple turnovers. They forced a fumble. Had a pick in the first quarter. It was 20-7 at halftime. And then, like I said, they got up maybe a 2-touchdown game. So it's very similar to last year's Parker game. I think it's identical score.
Very similar.
So it's and then obviously, last year we go over there, win pretty big. So I'm sure they've had that one circled for a while. So we've been telling them, it's not going to be by surprise if they're not ready to play on Friday.
And I would absolutely be surprised too. Well, fans, there you have it. This Friday, we are actually at home. We're getting to put away some of the luggage this year because we did a lot of traveling. So I want to make sure that you guys come out to Cougar Stadium and Jerry Hood Field this Friday night. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. It's game number 2 of the climb. I'm Freddie Flowers, the voice of the Cougars. We're glad that you are here with us this evening. It's the Big Clay Coaches Show. We look forward to seeing you at the next one. Good night, God bless, and go